Three-time Super Bowl champion Michael Irvin is here on the Rich Eisen Show.
I love the live audience.
Me too. Me too.
It always brings something special to a show when you have the live audience.
Me too.
You know, just to be seeing the people. And my man right here with the Champ Bailey stuff on, when the camera comes by, he's waving his world championship flag. You know that's from 2016. Okay. Just as long as you know. Because you were waving it like y'all won this. You're like, look at this thing right here. It was 3 years ago. I just want to make sure you know that, just to bring you.
Well, I'm glad you've set the stage properly, Michael. Could you imagine if we had a live audience on game day morning every Sunday?
Oh my God!
When you're starting to get into your proselytizing on Sunday morning, you know, when you're starting to get into,
it'd be some fun. That we get some amens, and all of that. Yeah,
and the whole audience howls with us when we're lone wolfing.
That would be great, man. I'm telling you, you guys really do. You bring something. It's fun when a live audience is here. It really adds so much to a show.
So also for a second straight day, we're going to have it on our set for the first 4 days of our stay here, is in between the two of us, an old friend of yours that you've been with 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy.
My baby.
Right there. It's right. It's
my baby.
It's right there.
Right. I know my baby. I got it right there. I see her. Sweet, too. Sweet. And I got them things, man. I was just telling everybody, you know, this is what it's about, right? And I met a guy the other day, and I was just telling him, he said, man, Michael, Randy Moss, I thought Randy Moss was great, or T.O. was great. I said, they are. He said, I think they were better than you. I said, that's cool, but I said, you know, I like the people that win a ring. He said, yeah, okay, they didn't win a ring. I said, they didn't win one, and I won. I'm an S brother. I didn't win a ring. I won rings. Rings. And then I paused a moment, you know, for effect. I just paused, and I said, also, I won them on levels. Not just on the NFL, college too. I won rings on levels. I'm an S brother. You see what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you know this thing right. You know,
plural.
they're great.
I mean, if you've got plural, you flaunt the plural. If you can do plural, you should flaunt it.
Put the S on me, brother.
What was it like lifting that for the first time, though?
Oh man, I never. That was our first Super Bowl. Super Bowl 27 in Pasadena. I remember scoring my first touchdown. You got to understand, everybody that ever picks up a football sits in his front yard and dream about scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And growing up as a kid, I wasn't the best kid. Maybe did some bad things, right? So they used to always knock on the door and tell my mom, that Mike Irvin, boy, he ain't gonna mount to anything. He just won't mount to anything. So when I scored my first touchdown, I just thought, nah, I got them all back. They saw that. I just scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So all those people that told my mom I wasn't going to mount to anything, they saw that. That was the greatest moment of my life. And then winning that thing and holding it up, Rich, I was the last person to leave the locker room after we won that trophy.
What do you mean?
I was the last person. I sat there naked for a while. I sat there all night naked, watched everybody come in, go. I was the last one to leave, and it was just a crazy. I just didn't want the moment to end. You know, I could have put on some clothes, but I just didn't want the moment to end. So I just sat there.
Is that why you do that after a great game day morning every Sunday? Is that why you do that? We're all wondering, why is Irv staying here all the way to the end with no clothes on?
Just trying to absorb the moment, take all of that moment. Just sitting in that moment. It really was incredible. You know, because we had gone from early years going 1-15 and 3-13, and we were 3-4 years later. Kind of like the Rams are. 2 years ago, they were 2-14.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like the Rams, and you were in a Super Bowl where nobody thought you would be, and it was just an incredible thing to get that many people together that had a common goal to focus on something and then accomplish it. And it's hard to do. It's hard unless you're the New England Patriots. It's hard to get to a Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that the Rams are going against
one Patriot fan. Claps on that.
Yeah, by the way, just the radio audience, you can hear this. Can I hear from the Patriot fans in the audience?
Woo! Here we are.
Just one dude.
One guy. My man.
Just a single guy here from behalf of the Patriots. But it's interesting that the Patriots are, for the lack of a better phrase, the Buffalo Bills team that you faced, an AFC East team that is making it in multiple years. Obviously, the Bills never won one, and the Patriots have won multiple. But it's just an interesting sort of parallel that we can draw here for this matchup.
It is crazy when you think about it. And then that was our first one. That's all. Buffalo has all the experience. You guys don't have the experience. Same thing they're saying about the Rams now.
But it didn't matter, though, did it?
Yeah. Well, it did, but it couldn't then. You know, it's like if I'm on the Rams team, if I'm playing with, I got to tell those guys, listen, you know, everybody makes all that noise about experience. Football is football. Football is football. Now, you're going, a 20-yard in is a 20-yard in. If I'm doing it in a regular game, I'm doing it in the playoff, I'm doing it in your front yard or Super Bowl. A 20-yard in is, you say all that stuff, but then you get in the game, you start breathing hard, man. I was like, maybe football isn't just football. Maybe it is something different, you know?
Yeah, Marshall said he passed out almost in his first Super Bowl, and he came out of the tunnel going, let's go. And then he got dizzy. He almost passed out on the turf,
he said. Exhausted. I don't know what it is. You're so exhausted. You can be hyped before games, but Super Bowl, you just, I don't know, it does something to you, and you're exhausted. And in the first series, you're in there like, I'm not breathing so hard. We just played one series, and you're breathing hard. And you got to be careful. If you've never gone, and that's what the Rams got to be careful with, because you got to manage your emotions early on. You have to manage them, because if not, Patriots, man, they'll get a couple quick scores in there, and you'll be down 14-0 before you know it. They have to manage their emotions and understand you're going to be hyped, and you have to try to concentrate and focus with that.
Michael Irvin here on the Rich Eisen Show, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, and the man at the other end of the set on game day morning every single Sunday. I love this man. Known him he was at my wedding. This man was at my wedding, an invitee of my wife's, sitting there in an electric blue tuxedo. It's a fact.
Century Park.
It was fact that we were all together that day. And
God ordained us to be together forever.
It's true.
Started that day.
And who spoke at my daughter's baby naming ceremony?
Right, baby. I love
Michael Irvin.
Baby naming ceremony. So we got great. I love Rich.
And
man.
you had a great opening line. You had a great opening line when the rabbi introduced you. What was that line again?
And I tell them, you know, all my life people have been calling me Irving and Irwin and all of that. So, you know, that's why I'm here. I'm Jewish. You know what I mean?
The whole place just absolutely laughed. It fell flat. And you were part of the NFL Network media night last night. A lot of great energy last night. And for a fourth straight year, the Rich Eisen Show correspondent for our media day back in the day when you first started, and media night last night, I'd like to bring up and put the band back together from when you were on the stage together at Super Bowl 50, way back in the day 4 years ago. Put your hands together for JB Smoove, everybody.
My man.
Come on out. Yeah, JB, the ruckus is being created here.
What's up, baby? JB Smoove.
Two minutes good.
Right back at you.
That's a hell of a name, JB Smoove.
Hey man,
That's a great name.
Forces you to show up.
That's
It
it.
forces you to show up. You got the name like Davey Smooth. You got to show up.
Yeah, I mean, we could call you M.I. Smoove, you know? I mean, we could do that sort of thing.
Yeah, but that JB Smoove rolls right.
But you know, you're the playmaker, which is a totally different category. You're the playmaker, right? That's pretty cocky, the playmaker. You know what I mean?
So,
Davey Smooth is very subtle.
what was your favorite interview from last night?
Oh, man.
Both of you guys.
Yeah.
Oh. You know what? I like the Belichick. I always love Belichick, man, because he's so stone faced all the time. You know, I like to get a little smirk out of him once in a while, or make him think I'm crazy. You know, I love him.
So Belichick,
Belichick's always my favorite.
what'd you say to him?
He's never the funniest. It's never the funniest one, but he's always so Belichick. You know, I asked him, is it true that of his 9 appearances, every city he's been to, does he check in the hotels under the name Samuel Adams? He's one of our founding fathers, Just to keep it real with him,
And?
He said, no, that's not true.
So you just...
Then I told him, I said,
That's how he answers it, too.
if it is true, stare at me like I'm crazy, you know? So he just stared at me like I was crazy. So I said, it must be true.
What about you? Or did Gronk? What did you have?
I love talking with Gronk, man, because I wanted to get some answers because, you know, for the game. And we did on our show a couple weeks ago, remember we said, will we see good old Gronk or old-ass Gronk?
Yeah.
And
you asked him that?
Yes.
In that
well, right,
in
and
that
just
verbiage?
try to find out, you know, I cleaned it up a little bit for him. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to find out. Because I thought, you know, against Indy, we saw old-ass Gronk, and then against Kansas City, we saw good old Gronk. Yeah. And Gronk said with a week off, it makes a huge difference. So I think we'll see good old Gronk because he has that week off. But I tried to get to see if he's going to retire, you know, if he would walk away from the game. And
What'd he say?
And he wouldn't, you know, he waffled on it. He wouldn't give me anything. But he has other things there. He has wrestling and acting. I told him, I said, man, stick with that wrestling. That acting ain't as easy as you think.
No.
You know, and then even if you think you can act good,
right,
you got to get some jobs out there, buddy. It's a whole different thing, man. It's hard.
With a name like Gronk, you figure he's do something more rough, like demolition or a butcher. He'd be a good butcher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd be an amazing butcher. Gronk,
what would
Gronk cut meat. You know what I'm saying? How awesome that would be. A whole string of them, a whole bunch of them. He just shows up once in a while in other cities at all his locations.
And he wouldn't even use a knife. He'd use his hand.
Of course
right?
he would.
Like
he would break the meat in half.
That's a good idea, actually.
Come on, man.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Gronk the butcher.
Gronk cut meat.
Right. And that goes on in the shirt. Gronk cut
meat.
Right.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Are you kidding me?
That would sell. That would sell.
What about the Rams? Who did you speak to for the Rams that was good? Both of you guys.
I spoke to Aaron Donald. I loved Aaron Donald. I tried to pump him up. I said the greatest coach of all time says you're unblockable. And he said, yeah. I said, but his quarterback's been untouchable. How can you get to him?
Right.
You know? And he said, well, you know, I just got to get to him. I got to get to him, and the guy's got to cover long enough on the backside so we can get to him. But I thought he's a phenomenal talent, man. Aaron Donald's an incredible dude. I love watching him play. I think he should get the MVP.
Yeah.
Of the season?
Yes.
Of the entire year? More than I know you're giving me that. I know you're giving me that I didn't stutter look. Yes,
my microphone, did it not work right there?
No, it is. I heard you. More than 50 touchdown, 5,000-yard passing Patrick Mahomes, sir?
Yeah, he's here. He's here working on that ring I told you about earlier.
Aaron Donald.
Yes, Aaron Donald's working on that ring thing. And think about it. In all this, usually when a person gets their money and he got paid big time last year, they take a little drop off.
Yeah.
The next season. You know, and I remember when I got my deal, I wanted to make sure. Then I put up my best year once I got my money too. But Aaron Donald puts up his best year. I think it's important to show the people that the money didn't stop you.
Yeah.
And he's showing people that. I mean, just phenomenal player, man. Incredible.
Wow.
Incredible.
What about you? Who'd you speak to, JB Smoove?
I like both those guys. I agree with Mike. Big personalities, cool guys. Sue was amazing too. I combined the two together. So I asked them alternate questions that kind of the same.
That would have fun.
Yeah, I
That'd
went
be
back
funny.
and forth. I asked them, I said, you know, you guys are a perfect pairing. You know, you guys dominate the line. Both of you guys are amazing what you do. You know, I put you guys together like other amazing pairs, like peanut butter and jelly and mac and cheese and chicken and waffles.
That's good.
I said, pick one and tell me why. Who's you know, each
Who's
one.
chicken, who's waffle?
Now, Sue said chicken and waffles. And he said he would be the waffle and Donald would be the chicken. Then I went and asked Donald the same thing, and he said, I'm a mac and cheese man myself. I would definitely be the mac, and he would be the cheese. I said, I don't think you're gonna like that, man. A man don't wanna be cheese.
Now, I'll tell you, this is part of why I love
so
this,
good.
and I appreciate you doing this,
That's
JB.
so good.
The
Hey,
fact
man, I
that
went in hard. I'm telling you something, Rich.
Yeah.
I went in hard yesterday. I caused major confusion.
Lot of ruckus?
What do you see my Gronk interview? Man, I caused confusion. The man, I mean, he always has a confusion look on his face anyway. But the man almost had to call the emergency room and get escorted out of there. He was like, he needed a medic. I had him on his heels.
Okay.
The man, if I was in the game, he would have fumbled. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I had him on his heels.
I like it. You had him
shut down. I was a shutdown guy.
You were
I shut him down.
Shut down.
Shut down corner yesterday.
Shut down Smoove.
corner.
I like it.
Shut down corner.
And the Smoove Sue Summit that we were all hoping to see, the Sue Smooth Summit.
Yes, indeed.
That was fantastic too.
That is good.
Before
I love those questions. Mac and
I go
cheese,
hard, man.
chicken and waffle. Great combination.
I step outside the box.
Didn't you ask Belichick
Peanut
one year his
butter
favorite
jelly.
cookie? What his favorite cookie
What his
was?
favorite cookie was. I said, are you more of a chocolate chip guy? Are you a vanilla wafer guy? Or are you more of a Fig Newton guy? He said, I'm more of a chocolate chip guy. I said, really? I said, I don't know why. I figured you more of a Fig Newton dude myself. But Fig Newton's more of a stable, old school cookie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuffed with fig. You know, there's stuff like it's fig stuffed all in there. You know, more of an old school cookie for a guy of his age.
And Belichick took that to the championship podium that year, I
still don't
think.
see him as a chocolate chip guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's still a fig guy to me.
Irv, before I let you go,
Belichick.
do you really think Julian Edelman's a first ballot Hall of Famer, as you just said moments ago when you were sitting on Dan Patrick's show?
I didn't say Julian Edelman was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, he is not a first ballot.
I say Grunt was,
Okay.
and Jason Witten was. I just want to make sure that we get this out right. Now, I'm not saying Julian Edelman is not a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
But I didn't say that. I
What
just
if,
want you to know.
what if Edelman wins a third ring and the guy who's got the most famous catch in many ways in the Boston knee party, that catch that he had,
It's incredible.
beating the Falcons?
Incredible
No
play.
offense to the Atlanta fans. over here today.
Incredible play. Incredible
Right.
play, man. I love Julian Edelman.
This would be, and also touchdown receptions against the Seattle Seahawks, including one
he
big
gets
one
about
in the
100
fourth
yards.
quarter.
He'll surpass me with most yards, second to Jerry Rice.
That's another one of those two,
Second
yes.
to Jerry Rice, yeah. So, yeah.
You could be in third place by Monday morning.
Yes, absolutely, I can. Yeah.
so?
And so I think Julian gets in that conversation. But now, let's be real now, with receivers, it's been different, getting in. Tight ends, it's, these guys are clear cut. But I think Julian Edelman will ultimately become a Hall of Famer. I don't know if they will put him in the first ballot.
Okay.
But I think he is.
Well, I
he
think
will
the
become a Hall
last
of Famer.
Randy was a first ballot, and then Jerry Rice was, and then
Right.
that's it.
They're hard on receivers. For some reason, they just don't, they don't think we do anything for some reason.
Well,
The quarterbacks, they put them in there anyway. But, the receivers, the guys that got to go run, cut, fake somebody out, jump up and down, catch the ball as it's floating between heaven and earth. Stop it. Right there on his axle, while somebody's trying to take off your head and then land on your foot, and then start running for a touchdown and say, oh, that ain't nothing.
Michael Irvin, everybody.
Blows my mind. Blows my mind.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.